Sarge, why are the guys giving it to the doggies? They're riding in trucks, numbskull, while you're marching.
They look pretty badly beat up.
Yeah, they do it then. Scuttlebutt says it's pretty hard going down south.
Well, we'll find out soon enough. Recon always leads.
How can we fail, Skip, with the Shadow leading the show?
Who the fuck is a Shadow?
Lieutenant Phelps, the Shadow of Death.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He's a quiet fucker, Sarge. Never hear the bastard coming.
You're sitting there, field stripping a cigarette, and suddenly he's there looking down on you.
Why do you think we keep saluting that Jap-loving son of a bitch? He's bad juju.
That's enough out of you three. Bad juju? Where were you dragged up? A swamp?
E aí, rapaziada, estamos aqui de volta no Noire. Eu acabei pulando essa cutscene no final do último vídeo, então eu coloquei ela aqui no começo desse vídeo. Então bora pro próximo caso. Ô louco, a mulher tá bebaça já, hein? Que isso, mano? Menina perdidaça.
Good morning, gentlemen, and what a grand morning it is, too. We have just cause for celebration. Galloway and Phelps are sending another fiend to San Quentin. A nice showy trial, and he'll be strapped down with gas seeping into his tiny reptile brain. Now, to fresh business. Galloway and Phelps, the task is at hand. The address is on the hill, north downtown off Fremont Avenue.
Obrigado, capitão. Vamos ver se a gente consegue trocar de roupa aqui. Botar... Pode ser essa aqui mesmo.
Skipper, is the new letter genuine?
Now, boys, we all know how many imbeciles have come.
That bum took a swipe at me. I put him down with my sack.
Simbora, Galloway. Vamos cair pra dentro. E agora eu estou finalmente falando um pouco mais alto do que no último vídeo, velho. Porque o vídeo passado tinha muita gente aqui ao redor. E é muito ruim gravar com gente perto.
Greetings from sunny California. When's it gonna stop?
É muito ruim gravar com gente perto porque é chato, velho, ter que ficar controlando o volume da voz e tal. Por isso que eu prefiro gravar só quando não tem ninguém ao redor, quando eu tô sozinho.
You know the way. You can drive.
E olha só que belo cenário, chuvinha amistosa.
A fine morning indeed. We keep locking them up, but the bodies keep piling up.
Californians love a fad, Phelps. As long as the bricks hold up at San Quentin, there'll always be killers in this town to send.
First the letter, and now another body. Come on, you can't keep on telling me there's not a killer still out there.
You know, Phelps, all these arrests on your record are giving you a reputation. You don't want them turning into unsolved.
Getting a vicious killer off the streets is more important than my reputation.
Really?
And besides, landing a big fat marlin is more impressive than an ocean full of minnows.
The minnows make it the man, Phelps. You can't always hit home runs. Sometimes you just gotta make first base.
E acaba que, como eu tava falando, eu prefiro gravar quando tem pouca gente aqui, não tem ninguém por perto, que eu consigo... Eu fico mais de boa poder gravar, tá ligado?
Detectives?
Phelps and Galloway, homicide.
Scene is secure. The rest of the patrolmen are going door to door, canvassing for witnesses.
Thanks. Keep me informed.
Will do, Detective.
This looks awfully familiar.
I think that's the impression the boys from the Examiner took with them as well.
There's nothing original under the sun. Why should murder be any different?
What do we have so far?
Not much trace evidence to speak of. Storm blew in around 10 last night, and the rain washed most of it away.
And the body?
Looks like she was tipped out of an automobile from the tire tracks and superficial injuries. Strangled with a length of rope. And for my money, it's triple braid again.
Time of death?
From her temperature, maybe 2 a.m., but it was cold last night.
Usual head injuries.
Blunt force trauma. Knock him over the head, then strangle and mutilate. No message with this one.
At least she was left clothed.
I doubt very much he was concerned with her dignity.
The green silk dress is very distinctive. Any sign of her other shoe?
No. And no handbag or other personal effects.
Beleza, então finalmente temos uma vítima que foi deixada com roupa, né? Então não vamos ter que ter o trabalho de edição dessa vez. Marca de estrangulamento no pescoço. Opa.
There appears to be a dry cleaning label. Superior Laundry Services, F1363.
Então temos aí o ticket de serviço da lavanderia, do vestido da mulher. Pra gente consultar depois. Opa, que isso, cara? Vai pisar na vítima não, mano. Aqui não tem nada não. Tem umas pegadas aqui do lado. Não duvido nada que o tamanho do pé vai ser 8 também, igual os outros. Também não tem nada aqui na outra mão. Nenhum anel, nem nada do tipo. Aqui no corpo também não tem, então creio que não, beleza. Dinheiro! Grana, grana.
Circumstantial.
Quando o Phelps fala circumstantial, é porque não tem nada de relevante.
Our driver and our killer are most likely one and the same.
Então o cara largou o corpo da mulher aqui. Geralmente as pistas que são relevantes tem essas plaquinhas de numeração do lado, né? Fica mais fácil assim.
No drag marks. The killer was moving around, surveying the scene.
Acabou já. Então vamos sair do cenário aqui. Vou usar o telefone primeiro para poder pegar o endereço da lavanderia, eu acho. Opa. Olha a máquina lá no fundo, mano, de tirar água, vocês estão vendo?
Detectives, I've been working the houses across the street and up the block. This lady thinks she has something for us.
Detective Phelps, LAPD.
I'm Mrs. Barton, Catherine Barton. I live just across the way.
Opa, primeiro interrogatório aqui do dia.
Did you see anyone around here last night?
Not last night, but yesterday, early evening, I saw that awful hobo.
Do you have a description?
Tall, gaunt, horribly disfigured. I think he may have had an accident in the war. He's a very scary, angry man.
Any idea where we might find him?
One of the hobo camps around here. He's some kind of hobo leader. They all follow him around.
Thank you, ma'am. You've been a big help.
Of course. Anything I can do to help. I'd hate to think that something so ghastly could happen right here and nothing be done about it.
Tá com frio, filha? Eu acho bacana que eles colocaram esse clima chuvoso aqui nessa missão, que fica verossímil, né, vamos dizer assim, com o clima do jogo, né? Esse clima meio noir, assim, meio sinistro.
Phelps, 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need an address on Superior Laundry Services.
Just a moment. Superior Laundry Services, 1260 West 1st Street.
Can you track down reports of hobo camps in the vicinity of Signal Hill?
Just a moment, Detective. There's a large camp under the bridge on Grand between Temple and Sunset.
Thanks, ma'am.
Demorou então, a gente conseguiu informação sobre um mendigo, né? Um possível líder dos mendigos do acampamento de mendigos que tem aqui por perto e que é o possível suspeito do assassinato aí.
You're behind the wheel.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Primeiro a gente vai na lavanderia então.
No message.
Excuse me?
There was no message.
Where?
On the Vic. The last bodies had something written onto them. This one didn't.
I'm failing to follow you.
Can't be the same guy is what I'm saying, right? Before you start trying to link this to Maldonado and all the others.
There are more factors to consider than the messages, Rusty.
This doesn't fit your pattern, Cole. End of conversation. Understand?
Então o Galloway tá falando pra gente que ele acha que não foi o mesmo cara dos assassinatos, pelo fato de não ter mensagem nenhuma no corpo da vítima. Mas eu acho que não necessariamente, porque o cara pode ter mudado um pouco o contexto, né, pelo fato de estar chovendo também. Pelo fato de ele ter deixado o corpo com roupa e tudo dessa vez. A chuva pode ter feito ele mudar de ideia, porque ia lavar a mensagem do corpo, né? Olha aqui. Galerinha, olhando as roupinhas, mas não tem nada aqui dentro, cara. Ele tá olhando pro bagulho vazio, olha aqui. Tá mó autista aqui, velho. Enfim, chega de palhaçada, vamos falar com o cara aqui.
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. We're investigating a case and one of your laundry labels came up. F1363.
If you give me a minute, I'll go find a register and you can take a look.
Mano, é sempre esse estereótipo do asiático, né? Que é dono da lavanderia.
You take a look for yourself. I've got clothes that need pressing.
I've got clothes that need pressing. O sotaque também. Sotaque estereotipadaço, tá ligado? É um 363, né? Aqui, ó.
Mrs. T. Terrellson, 43 Emerald Street, Westlake.
Não vai falar nada não? Então, bora. Vamos então pra casa da mulher.
You can drive. And where exactly are we going?
Provavelmente a gente vai interrogar algum parente, marido, sei lá.
I've got a feeling we're about to meet another wife killer.
You've always got that feeling, Rusty.
Yeah, and it's usually correct.
Please, for once, can you not let your assumptions color your detective work?
Just you wait. Nordic types show a particular disposition for this stuff.
E o Phelps fica tirando onda com a cara do Galloway pelo fato de ele ficar fazendo pressuposições de que foi sempre o marido que matou a mulher, tá ligado? Pegamos aqui na casa da tarada sem. Barquinho ali. Tô vendo um sapato aqui já. Não dá pra investigar, não? Crianças também no sofá ali. As filhas, provavelmente.
Hello? Yes?
Detectives Phelps and Galloway. Is your wife home, sir?
My wife went out last night and she hasn't come home.
Can you describe your wife and what she was wearing?
We were out at a friend's place, Bobby Ross's, for a party. She was kind of dolled up. She had her green silk dress, open-toed white shoes. Those are her favorite shoes.
Can we come in, Mr. Tarleton? I'm afraid we have some rather bad news.
Frigideira ali.
Do you have someone who can look after your children, Mr. Tarleton?
I've been trying to arrange a sitter. Look, tell me what's happened.
I'm afraid your wife was murdered last night. Her body was found this morning. We're very sorry for your loss.
Pobres crianças, velho.
I know this is a difficult time, Mr. Tarleton, but we are going to need you to answer some questions. First, we're going to take a look around.
What for? You don't think
It's procedure. You see to your girls.
Que isso, mano? As menininhas parecem boneco de cera, velho. Ficaram congeladas ali. Sem dar um pio sequer.
Stay here till Daddy's finished talking to these men.
Where's Mommy?
Everything's gonna be all right, sweetheart.
We would like Mommy to come home now, Daddy.
What's the problem, Tarleton? Let him search. You got nothing to hide.
Hora da investigação das pistas.
Want to hear something funny,
Que acho que não tem nada.
Some bums think filling out a missing persons report actually rules them out as a suspect.
Enquanto isso, o Galloway fica conversando com ele lá.
Need to check if she was a regular.
Baron's Bar, mais um local de interesse. Porta-retrato aqui também.
I wonder why the picture was turned down.
E o Phelps sempre fica procurando pelas pistas, enquanto o Galloway fica batendo papo, né? Uma bolsa aqui.
This isn't what we're looking for.
Será, Phelps? Parece ser interessante, cara. Esse aqui. Um barquinho. Também não tem nada demais. Olá, crianças.
If you'd excuse me, ladies.
Não tem nada também.
Not much help.
As menininhas estão aqui fazendo um lanchinho, esperando. Aqui, ó.
So she went out without her handbag?
Ó, agora essa bolsa é interessante. Por que aquela outra que tá lá no quarto não era, o Phelps? Não tô te entendendo, mano.
She'd have to be in quite a state to leave this behind.
Teresa largou os documentos para trás. Tem mais uma coisinha aqui, um batom.
At least she was spared that particular indignity.
O batom tá usado, mas parece que não é muito relevante isso aqui não. Se não tinha dado o símbolo aí de pista nova encontrada, tá ligado? Opa, aí.
You can see if Pinker can match the impression to the crime scene.
Bota cheia de lama, provavelmente do Lars ali.
Lars was out in the rain last night.
Jaqueta molhada também, um sinal de que o cara saiu aqui fora na chuva ontem, né? Pra cá tem mais alguma coisa. Do lado de fora aqui da casa, vou dar a volta aqui por trás. Aqui, ó. Essa parte aqui eu lembro, tem uma pista aqui.
Looks like a match with the ligature marks.
É o mesmo tipo de corda que foi usado no estrangulamento da mulher, né? Isso mesmo. Então a gente tem que dar um telefonema lá dentro da casa primeiro, antes de conversar com o pai. Vou pegar o endereço daquele bar, eu acho.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Can you run an address for a Bobby Ross? Then send some uniforms over.
Would you like him picked up?
No. Suspect says he was with Ross last night. We need to confirm the alibi.
I'll get a prowl car dispatched.
Thanks.
Obrigado, mocinha. Então bora falar com o pai aqui de uma vez.
For the record, Mr. Terrellson, what is your wife's name?
Teresa.
Do you have any idea why anyone would want to hurt your wife?
No. Everyone loved Teresa. She was so full of life. It can't be anyone who knew her.
So you don't know anyone who would want her dead?
No, I don't.
Pô, o cara fez um olhar mó fixo ali, velho. Parecia ter sido sincero pra mim, mas... Beleza.
You said you went to a party at Bobby Ross's place?
That's right, Bobby had a bunch of people over. We were having a good time. She said she was bored and decided to leave.
Agora tá com a cara meio esquisita, viu?
You let your drunk wife leave the party and go off on her own?
Look, I was angry. I was having a good time. She has to go and ruin it. We always have to do what she wants to do. Last night she wanted to go dancing.
Any idea where?
Where she always goes. Bar down on North Beaudry Avenue. Baron's Bar. She goes there, drinks too much, gets maudlin, and calls me. I go and bring her home.
Mr. Terrellson, was Teresa happy at home?
Yeah, I think she was.
Será que foi mesmo?
I think you're in an unhappy marriage, Lars. I think you're lying, and you would like to get it off your chest.
You telling me my wife was unhappy? What proof do you have of that?
Deixa eu ver se tem alguma coisa do quadro ali mostrando. Acho que não apareceu não, né? Eu ia usar aquela pista do porta-retrato, mas ele não registrou, então...
You're off the hook, for now.
Espero que eu esteja fazendo a decisão certa.
Spill it, Terrellson. We like the look of you for this, so you better give us something.
We're at the party. She has a few and says she wants to go out dancing. We only have the sitter until 9. I get mad. I tell her to go ahead, but I'm staying. She storms out. Look, I'm doing well at cards. I hardly ever do well. I married her because she was so much fun, but now she drives me fucking crazy.
What time did she leave the party?
About 8:30, maybe a little earlier.
Mais casamento conturbado aí.
When was the last time you saw your wife?
Around 8:30. The card game at Bobby's was wrapping up. I played out my hand and drove home here. Paid the sitter and went to bed.
Agora é mentira, viu?
You're lying, Lars. You didn't come straight home, did you?
And how do you figure that?
Agora eu creio que vai ser a jaqueta molhada que indicou que ele estava lá fora na chuva ontem.
You were out in the rain. You got soaked, Lars. We found your wet weather gear.
Okay, I stayed a little later than I said. This cute little brunette was hitting on me. Teresa noticed. I was half cut. I walked her home from Bobby's, but nothing happened. I walked back and got the car this morning.
Thanks for answering our questions, Mr. Tarleton. You'll need to go downtown to identify your wife's body.
I should have taken her dancing.
In my experience, Mac, be given to broads, you'll be given into them your entire life. Sounds like the Tarleton broad had her last drink at Barron's Bar. We should check the place out.
Appreciate your time, sir.
You believe this guy's story?
Kind of rings true.
Começamos meio mal, mas depois melhoramos nosso desempenho. Foi até bom.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Bora no bar primeiro. Que milagre, dessa vez não teve diálogo entre os dois, não. Muito raro isso acontecer. Primeiro vamos dar uma olhada naquele bar lá onde a mulher foi sair para dançar primeiro. Depois a gente vai no acampamento dos mendigos. Que silêncio, cara. Do nada ficou quieto demais.
Gents, drink?
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD.
I'm Benny Clough. This about Teresa Tarleton?
Yes, it is.
I heard about it on the radio. They're saying it was that Black Dahlia freak again? God damn it. Yeah, I rang that husband of hers. The babysitter said he was out.
If you don't mind, we have a few questions. What time did Teresa leave?
Around 10:30, I think.
On foot? In a car? By bus? How was it?
She called for a cab.
Did you get the number?
Sure I did. I like Teresa. The only time she has a drink is when things aren't going so good at home. I was worried about her.
Root beers all around.
Mais uma pista aí. O taxista.
Put out an APB on the cab. 3591. Should be traceable.
Ok, eu acho que se a gente tivesse respondido errado essa pergunta, a gente não teria conseguido a pista, Fraga. Então foi importante a gente ter acertado aqui.
Who was she with? We've had reports about a tall, gaunt-looking hobo. He wasn't here last night?
I get plenty of bums in here, but nothing to fit that description.
The likelihood is that whoever she left here with killed her. Give it up, Benny.
All right, two creeps were all over her, promising to take her dancing.
You get a good look at these guys?
Sure. I got a good look. One of them was a sailor in uniform. His cap said, USS Indiana.
And the other man?
The other guy is Richard Bates. He's sitting in the back right now. Red polo shirt.
Então temos dois suspeitos novos aí pra gente averiguar. Um deles é um velejador, né, um barqueiro. E o outro é um camarada que tá ali nos fundos do bar.
Any idea where she was headed?
Nope. I didn't get that.
The husband said she wanted to go dancing.
Yeah, she always wants to dance when she's been drinking. She was trying to talk some guys into taking her to one of the dance halls.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Clough. We'll take it from here.
Hey, no problem.
Tá lá o cara, ó.
This is Bates.
That's him.
LAPD, don't make me chase you, shit.
Que discreto, hein, Galloway?
Can't let the son of a bitch get away.
Ajudou bastante.
Go, Phelps, get after it.
Ah, beleza, o Galloway toca o puteiro e a gente tem que se virar. Vambora.
I thought you were gonna leave me there.
Who knows what this guy will pull when he's cornered? We could have a killer on our hands.
Opa! Tragédia! Caos!
Come on, Phelps, you're letting this lust get away from you.
Relaxa aí, Galloway. Tá tudo sob
I
controle.
don't think the killer would be kicking back in the bar where he met the Vic in.
Listen, a creature of habit is your killer. For some reason, they're sticklers for routine.
Hoje tá difícil dirigir, viu, cara?
He's showing you how it's done.
Nossa, quase que eu bati no camarada ali. Boa.
Don't go to sleep on me. Get me back in close.
Ainda bem que o cara agarrou ali, senão a gente ia ter ficado um pouco pra trás. Mete bala, Galloway.
Hit it. Clean this asshole off the road.
Nossa, é mó banheiro esse carro aqui, mano.
Keep it steady and I'll try to bust his tires.
Difícil de controlar pra caramba.
Let's end this farce.
Pode tirar, Galloway. Agora vai, ó.
Spit him out.
Finalmente, pô.
Put your hands in the air.
Put your hands.
Okay, Bates. You're gonna answer some questions.
I have a choice in this.
Legal que os caras saem inteirinho do carro, sem nenhuma lesão, sem nenhum machucado.
Last night, you went drinking with a lady in the bar. Now she's dead. And your face is all messed up.
I'm in the clear on that. She preferred a sailor. You could lay it off on him. Are we finished?
Do you want my partner to sap you? Tell us what we want to know.
She was okay. Drunk. Pissed off at her old man, wanting to go dancing. I thought I'd ply her with a few drinks and get my end away. Looks like your Salty had the same idea.
So what happened when you left the bar?
Sailor boy laid one on me. A cheap shot. After that, I don't know.
You've done time, haven't you, Richard? Is that why you ran?
I'm on parole.
On what offense?
Sexual assault. Look, I was lying there on the sidewalk. He flags a cab and jumps in with the broad.
We're taking you in, Bates.
How come?
Just for a chat. Nice private chat. I'll explain my theory of once a degenerate, always a degenerate.
Take him to Central. He's a material witness in a murder case. Find him a cozy cell.
Richard here knows the drill.
Mais um taradão aí. Eu achei engraçado que o Galloway já chegou com um porrete na mão ali, velho. O cara ficou com medo na hora. Vamos pegar um telefonema aqui então. Pegar um endereço, melhor dizendo.
Phelps, 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need an APB out on a yellow cab, number 3591. Ask dispatch to relay all sightings to car 11K.
No problem. I'll get on the radio.
Were there any incident reports filed in the vicinity of Barron's Bar on North Beaudry Avenue? We're tracking a sailor who was involved in a fight outside the bar.
I can check the reports, Detective. I have a message for you from Captain Donnelly. Message reads, James Jessup, U.S. Navy able seaman, has information relevant to your case. Jessup is currently being detained at Central Station.
Could be our man.
Thank you.
James Jessup, então provavelmente é o velejador e o barqueiro que estava no bar ontem com a mulher. Então agora a gente deve ir para a central.
Can you drive to this one?
And where exactly are we going?
Vamos para a central primeiro antes que a gente pegue o endereço do táxi. Eu acredito que a ordem dos fatores não vai interferir no resultado aqui, mas, né, vai saber. Pelo que eu estou lembrado dessa missão, né, no caso. Mas acredito que se eu estivesse dirigindo ao invés do Galloway dirigir, eu ia receber o telefonema do táxi antes, fraga. A gente ia ter que perseguir o táxi primeiro, ao invés de vir para a central, né?
He's in interview 2.
Thanks. What do you make of him?
Sailor on furlough who looks like he's in trouble. and knows it.
Sala 2, qual que é a sala 2? Aquela é a 1, né? Então a 2 é aquela na lateral aqui, ó.
Detectives Phelps and Galloway. We know why you're here, Jessup, so it would be best if you answered our questions truthfully.
I don't want any trouble. That's why I'm here. I heard on the radio about this lady getting killed. I got leave from my CO to come down straight away.
So why did you kill her?
I didn't kill anyone. Look, you need to believe me.
Let's start at the beginning. You went to Barron's Bar. What time did you arrive?
I got a 24-hour pass. I got there around 7.
That's where you met Teresa Terrelson?
Sure. We had a couple of drinks.
So you tried to make a woman who was incredibly drunk?
Look, I'm not proud of myself, but I never hurt her.
You took her dancing?
That's right. Caught a cab to the Crystal Ballroom.
Boa, papai.
You had a fist fight with Richard Bates over Mrs. Terrelson.
You met the guy? He's a creep. You should take a look at him for this.
É, tá esquisito, hein? Deixa eu ver se tem alguma prova disso aqui. Acho que não, né?
He's pointing the finger directly at you, Jessup.
I only had one night before I was back in the tub. He had all the time in the world to look for some action. I belted him. I'd do it again. She was better off with me.
Sure. You're a shining example of chivalry, Jessup. We're holding you till we can clear this with the driver.
Yeah, my CO said as much.
Can you put the guy in 2 in a cell and inform the commander?
Sure, Detective.
Sure, Detective.
Got a message for you. Sighting of your disfigured hobo on Grand between Temple and Sunset. And it looks like the Beau has a record, too. He's wanted in connection with 2 female assaults.
Thanks.
Então pegamos aí o endereço do acampamento dos mendigos, né? Mas primeiro a gente deve pegar o registro do táxi. Vamos ver se a gente consegue isto agora aqui.
Three suspects in the can and one on the hoof. And still no hard evidence on any of them.
KGPL to car 11K. 11K, come in.
11K, go ahead.
Patrolman reporting that Bobby Ross's car game is breaking up at midnight.
11K, roger that. Plenty of time to get downtown, Cole.
It's possible. Have them bring him in.
KGPL, we have Lars Terrelson picked up.
Car 11K, we have a response on your APB regarding yellow cab number 3591. The vehicle has been identified at a gas station. Now heading west on 7th Street.
I think we ought to investigate the hobo lead.
Well, if you think we ought to, I guess we ought.
Beleza, então.
Garage on 7th Street. Let's hit it, Phelps. The cab driver might tie this whole thing together.
I hope you're right.
You see our taxi anywhere?
.11K, yellow cab number 3591, sighted at the corner of Wilshire and Whitmer. Repeat, Wilshire and Whitmer, 11K.
Já posso falar já?
Where's that cab got to now?
Temos vários suspeitos aí nessa missão, hein, cara. Tem o marido, tem os dois que estavam tretando no bar lá pela menina, tem um mendigo também que a gente não foi investigar ainda. Essa missão aqui tá repleta de suspeitos, de pessoas de interesse e tal. Eu acho bacana isso, Fraga, dar uma diversidade maior pro jogo. Aqui, ó.
3591, that's him there, Phelps.
LAPD, we're investigating a murder.
What's that got to do with me?
The fare you picked up from Barron's Bar last night. What was the woman wearing?
It was a green dress. Oh, don't tell me something's happened to her.
Tell me about her.
She was with this sailor. He was all over her. She wasn't having any of it. Said she just wanted to dance. But he had that look in his eye.
Where did you drop them off?
It's at the Crystal Ballroom.
What time?
After midnight. 12:30? Something like that.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
Well, that's gonna ruin my day.
units also needs help. 415 and shots fired. 313 Bunker Hill Avenue. 313 Bunker Hill Avenue. Unit to handle code 3 identified.
Beleza, então a gente pegou a informação do taxista, né? Bem caricato, por sinal. Agora a gente vai para o acampamento dos mendigos. E creio que lá a gente vai achar aquele mendigo desfigurado que foi informado pra gente. Então, bora pra lá então. Aqui estamos. E continua nublado ainda, cara. Que isso, velho? Galloway já chegou com a shotgun na mão. Amiguinhos.
LAPD. We'd like a word with you.
Save it for someone who's interested. They're fascists. Come to move us on and steal what little we have left.
6 rounds won't get us far.
I need you to stay copacetic. You need to hold out for the cavalry battle.
How do we do that?
Like this.
Ô louco, bicho! Hora do fight.
Killing make you feel powerful.
We need to fight for it.
Hora da treta com os mendigos aqui. Ih, já perdi o chapéu. Vai tomando aí, fera. Eu também tomei uns aqui, ó. Finalizei. Joelhada na cara.
What's your name?
Comrade Stalin.
Very funny. We'll find out from your personal effects.
Stuart Ackerman.
You're under suspicion for murder, Ackerman. We're taking you downtown.
You can't do anything more to me than what the Japanese have already done.
O cara é mais um traumatizado da Segunda Guerra aí, cara. Normalmente foi desse jeito que ele ficou transtornado aí.
The Kremlin's over here, Phelps. Toss it, see what you find.
Opa, mais um jornalzinho. Mais a historinha do médico lá e do Courtney Sheldon pra gente ver.
Still working, Jack. I'm off to the Lighthouse Club in Santa Monica.
Hello, Jack.
Mr. Benson, this is Courtney Sheldon. He's a buddy of mine from the war.
Well, I'm sure you two will want to polish some old war stories. Good evening, Jack. Mr. Sheldon.
Good night, sir. Take a seat, Courtney.
A galera gosta de usar gravata extravagante, velho.
We need your help, Jack.
I told you I would have nothing to do with that.
I'm fine too, Jack. Medical school's going well. I got a part-time job.
Do dope peddlers need part-time jobs?
We made a mistake and we're in trouble, Jack. A local gangster, Mickey Cohen, is putting on the squeeze.
So hand it over, walk away. What's stopping you?
We had a deal with them, that they would dole it out slowly. They said they would supply abortion clinics and doctors, but they've been moving it on to addicts. And they can't cope with the purity.
So your problem is with gangsters being dishonest.
My problem is that people are dying. And that if this gets back to us, we'll all end up in jail.
So how am I supposed to help, Courtney? This isn't the war. I can't just wave a magic wand and clean up your mess.
We want you to negotiate, Jack.
The only thing these guys understand is force, Sheldon. They got to the top back east by proving to be more vicious than the English, the Irish, and the Dutch. They make their own laws. That's the nature of a secret society. God's sake, Courtney, you want to be a doctor. How can you fight with that?
We are better trained, Jack.
I didn't make it through the war to come back to this kind of shit, Sheldon.
É o Sheldon se envolvendo com a máfia e com o tráfico de drogas. O cara caiu numa cilada, Bino. E acredito que a gente pegou todos os jornais até agora, né? Não deixamos nenhum passar batido não, porque essas histórias são importantes para a gente entender um pouco mais da trama principal do jogo. Então vamos continuar olhando aqui o cafofo do mendigo. Opa! Mais uma bolsinha da vítima.
Ackerman doesn't look like much of a dancer.
Provavelmente é da Teresa mesmo. Pelo cartãozinho do salão de dança que ela foi, né?
Don't think this is any use to us.
Uma foto do mendigo na guerra. Não tem nada de relevante. E aqui tem a corda também, ó. Ensanguentada.
Looks familiar. Safe bet it'll match the mark under Teresa Terreldson's chin.
Ok. Com certeza fui eu. Eu acho interessante como é que esses NPCs eles começam a se referir ao Phelps, né? Fraga que ele vai criando fama e tal nos trabalhos de detetive. Aí os NPCs ficam falando: ah, vocês viram aquele policial que resolveu aquele caso? Não é aquele policial que resolveu aquele caso? Eu acho engraçado, Fraga.
You can drive.
Então agora a gente vai pra Central novamente entrevistar, interrogar, melhor dizendo, o mendigo lá, o Stuart.
The husband has an alibi, but no real motive other than neglect. Jessup's alibi checks out. Bates is a recidivist. He'll be pulling the same stick until we put him away for good. Ackerman has history, opportunity, hard evidence. What motive?
We have the evidence. We know she was here. All we need is a confession and we can charge the bum with murder.
Eu sempre confundo na hora de falar, eu sempre falo entrevistar ao invés de interrogar, mas acaba que a gente se atrapalha um pouco na hora de falar, que como eu mencionei já, é mais difícil você concentrar em tudo que está acontecendo na tela e comentar além disso, né? É um trabalho a mais que a gente com o tempo vai pegando na prática e vai entrando no fluxo, mas no começo era bem mais complicado manter uma linha de raciocínio na hora de comentar, fraga.
Going this way.
Cadê o cara? Aqui, será? Ah, o Galloway tá mostrando pra gente o caminho, né?
Ackerman, you were in the Marines.
How do you know?
The Corps selected big guys for flamethrower duty. That's how you got the burns.
Life expectancy was 5 minutes for a guy in flamethrower detail. What kind of a government puts weight like that on a man's shoulders?
You'll get no argument from me. It was a heavy load.
You feeling sorry for this smelly fuck?
Olha o Phelps simpatizando com o cara. Que ele comentou ali que ele fez parte da Marinha durante a guerra. Ele foi responsável por usar o lança-chamas, né? Por isso que ele adquiriu essas queimaduras aí no lado do rosto.
Why did you kill Mrs. Terrelson?
I have no recollection of the people I have killed.
Are you denying that you strangled Mrs. Terrelson with a length of rope?
I'm not denying anything. You have to have proof, lackey.
Ah, é? Então a gente pode usar aqui pedaço de corda.
We found a matching piece of rope in your lean-to. I think we'll find the blood will match too.
I own no property. How could it belong to me?
O cara correndo do pau mesmo.
A bus driver dropped Mrs. Terrelson near your camp around 2 a.m. Why did you take her up to the hill?
Which hill? I have many places. I go where I please.
Deixa eu ver se o testemunho daquela tia que a gente encontrou vai aparecer aqui. Eu acho que não, né?
You are clearly insane, Ackerman. The state of California does not execute mental patients.
I don't know the names of the women I've killed, but I've killed many of them. Their necks are so fragile.
Stuart Ackerman, I am charging you with the murder of Teresa Terrelson.
Mas já? Olha o clima aí também, ó. Vou fazer companhia pra ele. Mais um perturbado mental. Eu achava que a gente ia ter que escolher entre dois suspeitos ou mais, mas pelo visto não. Mas beleza.
A man down on his luck I can abide. But a filthy red who chooses to live outside the rules of society I cannot stomach. maybe poor Theresa Tarleton will provide the catalyst we need. I've spoken to the chief and the mayor, and I think it's time we send some men in to remove the godless and send them on their way over the county line. A grand day that will be, gentlemen. And a grand result you have brought me. You two are fast becoming my finest crusaders.
Mais uma cutscene positiva, então isso é o sinal de que mandamos bem na missão, no caso. É isso aí, ó. Deixamos umas pistas para trás. Podíamos ter conversado também com o motorista do ônibus que levou a Teresa embora. Mas como a gente acabou optando, igual eu comentei, por ir num local antes do outro, a gente acabou influenciando na ordem dos fatores. Mas beleza, mandamos bem até. E é isso aí, espero que vocês tenham curtido o vídeo. Até a próxima então. Tchau.
And now my heart's a blazing ruin. You say that you were only fooling. Don't walk away. Don't do me wrong. Don't leave